Hey there, it's Brittany, and I'm back with a tutorial. I want to make a necklace using some of the things I got from Sam's Bead Shop and then some of the stuff from my stash. I was just sitting here admiring these awesome owls. I just love that finish. It's one of my favorite finishes on any type of bead. So they just have me mesmerized, and I wanted to do something with those. And then I kind of saw these out of the corner of my eye, and they were the petals. So here's the information for these. They're Czech glass petals in copper luster. When you get 10 grams for $3.50, and then these were $4.50 for 20 pieces. Since I did that video, the unboxing of these, they might be waitlisted, but check out Sam's website, because right now, if it's your first order, you get $20 off a $40 order if you use the coupon code Turquoise. And then if you've already shopped with him, you get 10% off any order, and that's with the coupon code Turquoise10. So anyway, that's not what I came here to do. I just really wanted to use these beads. And I don't know how I'm going to use them yet. I kind of know how I'm going to use them yet, but yeah, it's more of like a design with me than a tutorial, but you might learn something. I pulled this out of my stash. This is from, I think, Dollar Bead Box at some point. Why do I say Dollar Bead Box? I think this is from Bargain Bead Box monthly subscription, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do with it until I saw these beads. So, and yes, it's gonna be a little bit of a crazy necklace, but that's gonna be okay. So yes, you are thinking correctly. I want to do a little owl. I want to make sure they're all like really bright ones. Oh, are these double-sided? Yes, they are. So I'm going to do an owl on every stage of the pendant, and then we're going to work on the pendant first, and then we'll go and work on the actual necklace. So this is kind of like a two-parter. Whoops. Anyway, I'm just kind of choosing which owls because each one's a little different. I just like the ones with a lot of purple and blue on them. I mean, all of them are really pretty, but the ones with a lot of purple and blue make me happy. Okay, and then so I'll put this guy back in the baggie for now, and then I'm going to hang a petal from a jump ring underneath each one of these owls, so that'll be at the end. Just kind of laying it out for now. Okay, I think that's enough. It is. Okay, so we have that. I want some crystals. I need some bling in here, even though these are crystally. I want some bling here, and I kind of want to get some turquoise in here, of course. So I'm gonna look through my stash really quick, and I'll be back. Okay, I found some really awesome beads. So I have these howlite beads. These I think came in that haul that I got last summer that I split with Heidi and Wendy. And I found these in my stash. I think I got these in Tucson, and they really play with those owls very well. I had a really hard time choosing, and I know some of you, I probably shouldn't even show you which other beads I was going to choose, because I know some of you, oh, you should have gone with those, but my brain is telling me to go with the turquoise instead of the teal. So I'm going to be using these. These are from Stone Store. You guys can catch that unboxing. I'll put a link below. These are also from Stone Store, and I was going to use these and not the turquoise, but the last second I found these, and I was like, oh, those go really well with the purple. Both I think would go well, but I really wanted to incorporate some turquoise too. We might change in mid-stream, but I'm pretty sure we're going to stick with the Impression Jasper. Or is it Imperial Jasper? It's probably Imperial Jasper. Ocean Jasper? Who knows? I'll link these below. I have them in 3 different sizes, and they're so yummy. I haven't gotten to use them yet, and I love the matte quality to them. Okay, they just look so great in real life with these owls. I also pulled out some bone beads. These are dyed bone. And I have my copper wire. I only have 20 gauge. I mean, well, I have 18 and I think I have 16 gauge, but I didn't have anything in a higher gauge. That's something I'll have to get. I got this from Hobby Lobby. It's always, sometimes when they have vintage stuff at 50% off, that's when I get the wire because it's such a good deal when you do that. And then I have these. These are in an unboxing that you guys haven't seen yet because I haven't uploaded it. They're Miyuki seed beads. I'm going to use them in some spacers probably. So I just want to start really quickly. And the thing is, half of my tools are not next to me because I'm reorganizing my charms, and I took some of my tools downstairs to help me do that. And I'm really regretting my choices at this point because I don't even like see nippers. Oh, here we go. Okay, I'll just use these old nippers that I have. And I'm just gonna design the dangle. I'm just gonna grab, I don't know, it's like 4 inches. I'm not gonna use 4 inches, but I have it now. The bad part is that my round nose pliers are downstairs. I'm just looking in my stash to see what else I have. I have these. They're not the best, but it'll help. It'll work, I mean. So I'm going to do a little wire wrapped loop. Sorry, this isn't the best loop ever, and it's kind of big for as small as these beads are going to be, but if I need to, I'll get up and go downstairs and get the right tools. Work with what you have, right? Okay. Okay, so then you'll want to tuck that in because it's a little sharp. Gosh, I'm on the bottom of the barrel, guys. These are old tools, and these aren't even like, these have teeth on them. I shouldn't be using them on wire. All right. Okay. So I want the what? I didn't even check to see if this wire will go through. Uh-oh. Yeah, it goes through. It goes through. Ooh, that was a little scary. Okay. And I guess it doesn't really matter which way it hangs right now because we can, well, it would have to hang that way because the little petal will hang below. So I don't want it just to be the owl. I want to have some, a bit of interest going up here. So that's why I got the Miyuki seed beads out. I didn't know if I wanted that small or if I wanted to go with the howlite beads. I don't even know if the Miyuki beads will fit on this wire now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know if this is as small as I don't know if I want to go this small. Let's get that on there. No. Yeah. Maybe. Let's see. I'm going to do another one and see what it looks like with the howlite too, because I think maybe I can get some copper spacers going between the howlite pieces, and then grab a couple of these, but also I'm going to reach into my bookcase and grab some copper spacers to go between these to add some interest. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm liking that way better already. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've gotten down to the bottom of the barrel with my tiny copper spacers. I need to get some more. So I have a little bit left of these little daisy spacers and a little even less of these daisy spacers. So I just kind of have to figure out how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that right? Yeah, 9. And then I have, so I should have enough of 2 of each of these and 1 of those. So I'm going to go ahead and take that howlite off, put the larger one on, then a howlite, a larger one, a howlite. Well, maybe. Okay. And then we want to bend it so this guy is facing forward, but it's got to grab onto the loop of the chandelier this way. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm not going to start twisting yet. I just made my loop. And it doesn't really matter because the owl will flip around which way you make your loop, as long as it's facing this way. So you could do the loop backwards or forwards, like I did mine forwards, but if you're more comfortable doing it backwards, it's totally fine. I don't even know if that made sense, but if it did, thank you for following along. Okay. All right, so I'm going to hold this, move my beads down, and then I'm going to wrap. Until that's tight. It's a little messy. I hate it. I hate it. So I'm going to cut this off because I really, really, really don't like it. All right. Okay, on rewind, I am not going to use the copper wire. I didn't like how it turned out with the wire wrapping. So I'm just going to put these away and put the cap on because they're just spilling everywhere. I'm going to use these just regular copper head pins, and it'll actually make our lives a lot easier. I'm going to grab an owl, put on one of our copper spacers, put on some howlite, spacer, howlite, and then spacer at the top. Okay, so there's our charm. And I'm going to hold this so that the loop is flat against my finger. Hold it there, and then I'm going to bend back. Okay, because I want my loop to face towards the front when it's around our pendant. So I'm going to cut off. I'm just doing a simple loop here. I'm not doing a wrapped loop. Okay. There we go. There's our charm. It's super, super cute. I'm going to go ahead and make the other 8 of these, and then we'll go start assembling our chandelier. Okay, now that we have all of our charms made, I'm going to grab a petal and a jump ring, and I'm going to put the petal on the jump ring and then put it at the bottom of one of our charms. Just close that up. Make sure that's as tightly closed as possible. I know that the petal won't slip off, but the gauge of the head pin might be a little small, so that might happen. I'll try and turn the jump ring towards the back, the opening of the jump ring towards the back of the bead, so you don't really see that. Although if I'm wearing this, nobody's really going to see that anyway. So there is our first charm, and it's so cute. Sorry, I'm trying to get it to face the right way. There we go. So cute. There's our first charm. So I'm going to go ahead and put all of these on some of these, and I'll be right back. Okay, I have all my charms completed. I'm going to go ahead and grab my first charm and figure out where the opening is here. And then depending on which way it lands, I'm going to have to go this way to get it to hang correctly. Whoops, move the camera. And then close it up. I'm going to go ahead and do that for all 9 pieces. Well, 8 more, and I'll be right back. Okay, our pendant is finished. I love it. It is so boho and so fun. And it's just the start of our necklace. So I'm going to go ahead and set this beadboard off to the side. We'll come back to this beadboard when I am finished designing the necklace, because I want, once the necklace is finished, I have a pair of earrings that I want to show you how to design. I don't know why that's not laying right correctly. There we go. Just a little funky there. Okay, it's so cute. It's so cute and fun, and I love how sparkly these little owls are. Okay, I'll be back with a different beadboard in just a moment. Okay, so I know you're like, this is the tiniest beadboard ever, but I found them at the Dollar Tree, and I got a bunch of them, and I think I wanted to test it out today. And you don't really need a huge beadboard if you're not going to lay out the whole thing, so, which I rarely ever do. And if you're a member of my bead group, you would have known about these a little bit sooner, because I post just about every day there about stuff that I find, and you know, funny memes and stuff. We have a really good time there. So I'll leave a link to my bead group in the description below. So I'm gonna put my pendant right there. This is like the perfect size, even though it's teeny weeny, it's the perfect size. So I'll put that there. I want to use these 8mm jasper beads. I definitely want to use these bone beads. Oh my gosh, it's coming together, guys. It's looking fantastic. I put a few more of those petals on some more jump rings so we can string them onto the necklace. I'm just kind of gathering those up from my other beadboard here. I'm going to grab some spacer beads right behind me. I have a couple, and I think I put, oh, here they are, they're on the table. So I have these 2 types. I like these a little bit better. They go with that a little bit more. I actually have some connectors or dangles that match this from this bargain bead box, but I don't think I'm going to use them this go round. I'm going to put some of these in here. Okay. And I have these fantastic, beautiful, stunning crystals. So we're going to do a nice little pattern just with these 3 beads, maybe some, well, not just the 3 beads, with these spacers and these guys, and maybe some of the howlite beads. Maybe, I'm not 100% sure about that. So I'll just pour some in there just in case. It's the cutest little beadboard. Just, it's tickling me. I love it. Hi Goldie, what's going on, babe? I'm just going to cut open the jasper. Which is going to be our focal bead. Well, not our focal bead. It's going to be our main bead. And then we're going to accent it with the turquoise and the crystals. So we're not going to have as much crystal in this as we will purple. All right. So we can move those around as we go. That's pretty just by itself, but you know that's not going to happen. So these beads have that nice iris or vitriol coloring on them, but they're also purple crystals. They're not just crystal. So they're a little bit darker, which I really like. We're only going to use a few of these. And then I want, are these too big? These are too big. I kind of want the beads to be a little bit bigger than these. No, I think we're good using these. I think we're good using the bone beads. Just gonna open this up. Okay. And here we go. So I'm going to move this guy just for a little bit so we can focus on the design or the pattern here. Let's see. We have 3 of these on each side. And then we kind of just have to decide on what we're doing. Oh, I know what I want to do. Okay, so we'll do that. This is where it would be helpful to have a bigger bead, but bead board, just so you can kind of see how far apart things are going to be, but I'm not too worried about it. The design is the important part right now. Like the pattern, I mean. So, 3. Okay, and then every time I put a crystal in, I'm putting 2 spacers. 1 for either side of the crystal. Okay. Now for really wish I had some more of the flat spacers. I only have a handful left, and it's just not going to work for this. So let me think. I'm thinking. I'm just putting 2 turquoise beads, or well, 1 turquoise bead between every green, every purple bead. Then I have to work in how we're going to get the petals in the pattern. And then we'll be ready to go. Actually, I think instead of 3 beads, we'll do 4. That seems okay. And then in the middle of the 2nd and 3rd beads will be the, so it won't be there. It'll be right here. Will be the petal. So it'll go like that. That'll be super cute. Okay, cool. And then I'll figure out if I want to keep going with beads up the back or if I want to use chain after I start stringing. I'm pretty sure we're either going to use like seed beads or we're going to use chain. Or I could use these guys up the back. That would be cool too. Okay. Okay, I'm going to grab a wire, grab some jewelry wire, Okay, so I grabbed some bead stringing wire. This is what I'm using. I got it from Amazon. And I got this one out because it's the closest I have to copper. It's just gold. It's going to be totally fine. I also need some crimp beads and a crimp cover. You can use, there are two different kinds of crimp covers. You can just use one where you're not going to see the wire at all, which would be called a clamshell or a culotte, or there are several different names for it. I do have those in antique copper, but it's going to be a little bit easier and less bulky if I just use these guys, crimp beads and crimp covers. So I will start this by grabbing my pendant. I'm going to put on one of my crimp beads. There we go. Put on my pendant, and then I'm going to go back through the crimp bead. And you want to grab your crimping pliers. Let me see if I can find mine. Here they are. And I'm not going to flat crimp today. I'm going to just regular crimp it. So you want to put the crimp bead between the deepest valley here, the deepest jaw, and make sure your wires aren't crossing. I'm going to get it a little bit closer to our pendant, and then we're just going to smush. So you have an elbow there, and I'm going to turn it 90 degrees and smush again. Then I'm just going to walk it up the jaws until it's like flat. I'm going to grab my crimp cover, and put it over my crimp. You just want to lightly squeeze that until it closes. And you can, wow, I did a bad job there. So you can grab the edges and kind of smush them down so they meet a little bit better. There we go. That's way better than I originally did it. And you can just kind of finagle that a little bit. There we go. So I'm going to cut off a length of wire because we're not going to be able to thread it while it's still on the spool. These are bad nippers. Okay. And then I'm just going to start from here at the bottom, put on our first jasper, then our heishi, second jasper, and then I'm going to grab our dangle. The good thing about that is it's on a jump ring. If it's facing the wrong way later, we could just take it off the jump ring and put it back on. Put on my next jasper. And actually I already messed up. This one's going in the back. That's not the first set of jaspers. We're not doing that. Okay, so put in another heishi, jasper. Then we're going to go to our spacer, a crystal, another spacer, now we're going to put, after our second jasper, our petal, and then I'm going to slide it down so we can kind of see what that looks like. So here's our pattern so far. And I love it. It's so cute and it's very boho. Love it. Okay, so I am going to spare you me stringing the rest of this, and I'll be right back. Okay, so our necklace is strung. It's so super gorgeous, like it's extra gorgeous. The back I just did some turquoise, or well, howlite rounds that we used in the charms here. And then I grabbed a clasp that I got from Sam's Beads. I thought I kept, yep, here's the info if you're interested. Hammered copper plate toggle clasp. They work perfectly with this. Love it. And I have my 2 crimp beads here, and I have 2 crimp covers, but I only see one at the moment. But I was so frustrated because I was almost finished stringing this necklace and I didn't have a clamp on one side, and I was putting it up to my neck and this whole side just slid right off and all over the floor. So I had to restring it again. I almost gave up for the night, but I had to see it through. So I'm gonna go ahead and start doing our clasp here. So I'm gonna grab a crimp bead and we'll put it on our stringing wire, just 1/2 of our toggle. It doesn't really matter which side. I'm gonna string this back through. Of course, feel free to use wire guards, culottes, whatever you want to close off your necklace. This is just the way I prefer to do it. Whoopsie, almost pulled the wrong end of the wire. And then to get some leverage when I am finishing the ends of my necklace, I always go through a couple beads, just pulls it tighter. I think Goldie's mad at me because I told her to go lay down. When I was trying to pick up my beads, she was all in my face and it's like, go lay down, please. Well, I maybe didn't say please, so I think she's a little upset with Mom. And so she's in her hallway bed instead of her bead room bed. That's how she shows me. I had to double check. Yeah, she's not in that bed. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab the end of my wire and keep pulling, and then it's just going to pull this taut. We don't want this to be in a straight line. We want it to be kind of loosey-goosey because we don't want it to look unnatural when it's draped on our neck. I'm going to go ahead. It's a little tight fit through these howlite beads, so I just want to get that a little bit closer, not up there, but down here. There we go. Just pull a little bit more. Just want to make sure that's not too tight so we don't have any breakage later. Put this through a couple more beads. That end is a little too long and my crimps are a little too, not my crimps, my nippers aren't the best. My good ones are downstairs, like I said earlier. All right, there we go. So I'll take my crimping tool. Go ahead and crimp that. Make sure your wires aren't crossed. Looks like a little elbow. Turn it 90 degrees. And then you can kind of close it. You can walk it up the jaws, but this one's so tiny it's not really going to matter. And then we'll put on our crimp cover. And if you don't have crimp covers, that's totally fine. You don't need them in the back of a necklace anyway. Just make it look like an extra bead. Okay, and I'm going to snip this wire. Make sure you snip the correct one. I did it once, and I will hopefully never do it again where I snipped the main wire on the necklace. That was horrible. Of course, it was in the middle of a video too. All right, so there's one side. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side, and then I'll be back to show you the finished necklace. Okay, our necklace is finished, and I'll show you in just a moment, but I have these chandeliers also from Bargain Bead Box, and I'm going to make some really fast earrings. So, and they're just gonna be super cute and fast and match our necklace. So I have a couple of these. I have a couple, or actually I'm going to need 3 of these. I have some jump rings. I already have one of these out and one made. So we're going to make a link using our head pins. So let me grab a couple of those really quickly. Let's put one howlite bead on. And which bead did I use? I used this. Did I use this? Yeah. So our first link is just going to be one howlite bead and one spacer, and I'm going to make a simple loop. So we should have 2 of these. These are going to go on the outside of our chandelier. So there's one there. Here's our second one. I'm going to put our petals on a jump ring like we did on the necklace. And then we're going to put it on the bottom of our link. And just close that up. Okay, so we have these on the outside. And I'm just going to open up our top loop. And slip that on our chandelier. And I'll do the same for the other side. Okay, and then for our middle, we're going to grab an owl. And then I'm going to put on a howlite bead. And then I'll put a spacer on top of the owl. So he looks like this. Super cute, just like the necklace. Make our simple loop again. And if you don't make your simple loops like I make my simple loops, that's totally fine. There's more than one way to make a simple loop. So we're going to turn our owl this way. There we go. Put him on our chandelier. Close our loop, and then we will do our last jump ring petal. And we'll put the petal on this way. Close it up. I'm using very pliable jump rings, so it's easy for me to close one-handed. All right, so here is our cute little pair of earrings, and then you can just put on your wire of choice. Aren't those adorable? I just love these little copper petals and those little owls. So there are our earrings, and then here is our necklace, and I'll include just some pretty shots. Somebody did mention they'd like to see necklaces on someone or on a bust. I'm sorry, I'm not going to go and put this necklace on and model it in front of the camera. I just am not comfortable with that, but I might get a bust. I have one that I've had for 10, 11 years, but it's gross, and I want to get like a really nice one. So we'll see when that happens. But here's our necklace. It's so pretty, so boho. And you know I love turquoise, and my best friend loves purple. So I end up making quite a bit of purple and turquoise things. And this will actually match some bracelets I made in the bracelet challenge. So tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Now, I know owls aren't for everybody, so you can make, whatever you want. Just stack whatever beads you want. But I just love that vitriol against that antique copper, and the turquoise really, really pops. So here is our necklace, and then here's the back with our beautiful clasp. So Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll leave a bunch of links below to these owls, to these petals, to these jasper beads, and to these clasps if they're still on Sam's site. And then I'll also link to my bead group and a couple unboxings where you can see some of this stuff. So thanks so much for watching. I really enjoy hearing from you guys. Let me know what you think, and I hope to hear from you soon. Stay tuned for Goldie. She's so cute. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Look at that static hair. I love it. Call you Static Stacy.